Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to another edition of the GolfMonger Show. I'm your host, Brian Steffen. I am the GolfMonger. Glad to be back after a couple of weeks off. It's been a crazy summer here in Myrtle Beach in my world and life. Done a lot of traveling. My son's travel lacrosse team, and that's over for a couple of months. So glad to be back in the saddle here with the boss behind the glass. I've missed you, buddy.
Glad to be here. Glad to have you back.
I miss not really being able to see you through the glass, but just knowing that you're there. You know, from this side with all the lights, you're just a silhouette. It's like looking behind the curtain at Oz.
Yeah.
But
I've always been kind of mysterious.
I didn't notice you got your ears lowered a lot, so it looks good. So, but we've been having a lot of fun with the new daily golf report show that we've got going every morning that I'm doing. I'm having a lot of fun with little 5-minute golf updates every morning, so check that out here on thegolfdirector.com. This is a weird week on the PGA Tour because there's nothing going on in the States because the Greenbrier Classic had to be canceled due to the terrible flooding in my home state of West Virginia in the White Sulphur Springs area. I'm sure by now everybody's seen the YouTube video that Bubba Watson put up on. He's got a house there at the Greenbrier showing number holes 1, 17, and 18 completely underwater. Just look like part of the river with the muddy water flowing down. So hope everybody's doing okay back there, and us hillbillies will take care of each other and make sure everybody pulls through okay. So it's kind of an odd week, but what it does is it allows the women to be in focus this week because it is the U.S. Women's Open. And they're playing outside of San Francisco at Cord Valley Golf Club. So it's a little primetime women's golf be on the Golf Channel. And it'll be time to focus, let the girls get some of the attention. The Scottish Open's going on this week as well, and some of the Americans are over there playing. Ricky Fowler, who's the defending champ, is not in the field. Phil Mickelson is, and the reason I bring that up is the last time they played at Castle Stewart, where they're playing the Scottish Open this week, was when Phil won and then went on to win the Open Championship the next week. So I think Phil shot 3 over today. 6 shots off the lead. Current leaders are at 3 under, which includes a favorite around here, at least of mine and Jeff's. I know he's Jeff's favorite guy. Danny Lee shot 3 under today. You probably used him out.
I can't play Danny anymore.
Well, by the way, boss, there's no tournament this week, so it's okay that you didn't change your fantasy team. But you've got to do it for next week. You got to be up to speed for the Open Championship.
Yeah, I need to do that.
Which, by the way, next week we will have breakfast at the Open. Right here on thegolfdirector.com, we will be doing our live commentary broadcast of the final round on Sunday. So that's not this weekend, obviously, but next weekend, which is always a lot of fun. We'll have a good time given our we'll be here bright and early. We'll get back to you later next week when we know what the TV coverage is and when they'll be on, but we'll be here chatting it up about that. I missed the U.S. Open and sad that I missed it, so I'm looking forward to being back for the Open Championship. I wanted to get your opinion on something today, boss.
Right.
We hadn't talked in a little while. It's weird doing the morning golf report because I'm not here doing it. And, you're not here when I do it, so I'm doing it remotely. So it's just me, myself, and I. I don't get a chance to talk to you every day. So I saw this article, and I have an opinion, and I think I kind of know where you're going. But of the top 4 golfers, Jason Day, Dustin Johnson, who is now, after back-to-back wins, has moved into the number 2 spot in the world golf rankings, Jordan Spieth, and Rory McIlroy, on their best day, who you got?
On their best day.
On their best day.
It's funny how things change.
Who you got?
Dustin Johnson.
See, I tell you?
Hands down.
Can I tell you that hasn't changed for me?
Yeah, I know.
You and I, anybody who's listened to the show knows that I've always said he is the most talented golfer on tour.
And he finally showed it.
As soon as he figured it out between years.
Yeah, we've said that over and over again.
We've said that a million times.
And something you've been saying, too, for a while that I think is going to be absolutely true is once he unlocked that, whatever it was, Katie barred the door.
Yeah.
I mean, there's no telling what the guy will do.
I would not be shocked at all if he wins again next week.
Yeah, I wouldn't either.
No, not at all.
Yeah.
It's tough to win back-to-back majors, and it's tough to win 3 starts in a row because he's on a 2-start streak now coming back. And how about the comeback win at Firestone? Now, part of that is attributed to Jason Day just gagging it up on the 16th hole, but which I think makes him more of a favorite at Troon than it would have if he would have held on and won. As crazy as that sounds. Because I think a competitor like Jason Day, now he's got a massive case of the red ass after that.
Oh, yeah.
And he's going to be ready to go next week at Troon. I don't know about you, but I think, and knowing that Dustin Johnson's creeping up on him, in the last month he's jumped a couple spots in the world golf rankings. He's up to number 2. And everybody's talking about him, and Jason Day's going to be like, wait a minute. I'm the number 1 golfer in the world. Don't forget about me, guys. But yeah, you think so? Hands down, you don't even hesitate to say Dustin Johnson.
That's no hesitation whatsoever.
All
on
right.
his best day now.
Yeah.
I've
always said on his best day. Now I said it 5 years ago. I don't have my opinion hasn't changed.
But his best day before didn't include the mental capacity to finish the job.
That's true.
Now we know he has that.
He knows how to win a major now.
He knows how to win that. To me, that's a major accomplishment.
And the way he did it wasn't like in was it 90 or what year was it that he had the big lead at Pebble Beach at the U.S. Open and he shot like 80 and handed it to Graham McDowell. He came from behind. He was 4 shots behind Shane Lowry. Now don't get me wrong, Shane Lowry played like a chump and shot 76 and 6 over on the day and pretty much handed the tournament over. And even but what impressed me the most about DJ, not only winning, obviously, but the controversy under which he handled it, where they came to him on the 12th tee and said, we're going to have to take a look at your putt on number 5 when the ball moved a little bit. And not knowing where he stood, he still just kept pumping away, and he still kept making par after par, throwing a couple birdies, and stretched out the lead to where the penalty strokes didn't matter. Well, for the sake of argument, since we both so quickly went right to DJ, who's second?
Jordan Spieth.
On his best.
Yep.
I'm glad you said that because I think it's Jason Day.
Not yet.
Oh, yeah.
Not yet.
When Jason's – because besides DJ, Jason is the one that can hit it wherever he wants to because Spieth can't. He doesn't have that power yet. I think when he's got it going, I think Day's better. Why do you think Spieth? Because of the putting?
Yeah. Absolutely. No question.
Well, let me tell you, when I say Jason Day, I'm splitting hairs. It's almost like I flipped a coin between him and Spieth.
Yeah. Jason's right there with me too. But I just think that with Jason, we're finally seeing this kid play golf. He's 28, 29, somewhere in there.
Yeah.
We haven't seen the best of Spieth yet. I don't think we have. I think he's going to continue to get better. This year is kind of a slump for him, believe it or not.
Yeah. Yeah, you finish second at the Masters and you win the Colonial, but you're having a slump for a year. Yeah.
For him,
but most guys would take that and run.
Yeah.
And just call it a career year. Speaking of career years, this is totally off the rails, but while I'm thinking about it, I wanted to bring this up because I didn't want to forget. Outside of DJ's win, how about the last 2 PGA tournaments? Because DJ, technically it's WGC, it's not a PGA Tour event.
Yeah.
We got journeymen that win. Billy Hurley III at Congressional, losing 5 years going and doing military service, and then basically winning. Congressional's in his backyard. What they said, he grew up like 36 miles from the golf course.
Yeah.
Getting that win, and then last week at the Barracuda Championship in Reno, where they play the Stableford system, Greg Chalmers. How about that? A 42-year-old Australian golfer, after 386 starts on the PGA Tour, finally got his first win.
Yep.
You want to talk about perseverance. Now, I bet if you looked him up, and I didn't, but this is just my general viewing opinion. This is the eyeball test. Greg Chalmers is a name that true golf fans will be familiar with because he's been around a while. He's had a decent career. I bet if you look up his career earnings, they're fairly decent. But he's never won until this year. That's amazing. And at 42, to get that for the first one. Now, here's the thing. We talk about this all the time when you get a young guy gets his first win, it changes your life, right? What does it change Greg Chalmers' life any less?
I can't imagine.
I mean, at 42 years old, he now for the first time knows for the next 2 years he's on the tour. He knows he's going to Hawaii. He knows he's going to Augusta. I mean, does it? I wanted to ask you this because we bring it up every time somebody gets their first win. Does it change a 42-year-old's life any less than it changes a 24-year-old's?
I think not.
There's probably a little more satisfaction and gratitude for a guy like Chalmers, wouldn't you think? You know, when you achieve something later in your career than when you do it early in your career. Because when you're 24, you know, you think you're hot stuff. You know, I won this time. I'm not surprised I won. I'm gonna win a lot. You know, almost like the Dan Marino syndrome is what in his first, second year in the NFL, he goes to the Super Bowl, never went back.
Yep.
You know, when you go when you're early, you're like, oh, I'm gonna be here all the time. This is great. So, I think the difference between like a young guy getting his first win, and a veteran getting their first after so many starts. I think what it does for a guy like Greg Chalmers is it allows him to spend the rest of his career relaxed.
It's got to be
because he was ranked like 600th in the world or something like that when he won. Yeah. It just now allows him to start looking forward to the senior tour because he won $800,000 or something, and he's got the 2-year exemption, and he's playing in, now he knows he's going to these other tournaments. But how about Billy Hurley III? He's not playing, even though he qualified with winning. He's not going to the Open Championship because his sister's getting married that day. So he's staying in the States to go to his sister's wedding.
Pretty cool.
Yeah, which is cool because at the end of the day, it's just a game. Family's focus is more important. Speaking of it being just a game, but this is also a business of these guys. I haven't been on the air. I haven't got a chance to hear your opinion, but I wanted to ask you. And as I say that, I'm drawing a blank. What's his face at the WGC? What's the guy that only hit one shot? Crap. He just won a couple of weeks ago. I bring it up, and I'm an idiot because I can't remember his name. I just drew a total blank. Let me look it up real quick. Hit one shot, withdrew, and earned $50,000 check because it's a no-cut event. Crap. He just won a couple weeks ago. Discuss amongst yourselves while I look it up.
Yeah.
I don't want the leaderboard. I want the schedule. Come on. You didn't. You can't even bail me out. You didn't hear the story.
No, I didn't hear the story at all. I don't remember.
You're
I'm sorry.
You're no help.
Yeah.
But he just won first. Young guy just won a couple weeks ago. What the heck was his name? I'm seeing his face. I'm drawing a blank. But anyway, the question I'm asking while I look it up is because I guess it's irrelevant to who the player is. Okay, so let's say player B has a shoulder injury that he knows that he has, hits his tee shot in a no-cut event, walks down the fairway and then withdraws for a medical, collects a $50,000 check for last place because there's no cut.
Not too hateful.
Are you upset with that?
No.
Can I tell you that including some of our good friends here at the beach, Mr. Keith Stanzel being one of them leading the charge, was crucifying the guy?
Who cares? He didn't break any rules. He played within the rules, right?
Yes, he did not break a rule. But what you're talking about is ethics and integrity and things like that is what the people that were complaining are saying. But let's put the shoe on the other foot. If you knew coming to work today and only sticking around for 10 minutes, you were going to get a full paycheck for the day, would you come to work for 10 minutes?
Absolutely.
So why is it different for him?
It's not to me.
I know, but he was.
I don't agree with Stanzel.
But I disagree, and I disagreed vehemently with Stanzel. In fact, that's where I'll find his name. I'll look it up on Keith's Facebook page because he made a whole post about it. But why would you not show up knowing you could get paid? Let me put it this way: in the last WGC event, there was a player that shot like 37 over since there was no cut and was like 17 strokes away from the last the next to the last place player. Would you rather watch that guy flubbing around the golf course, or would you rather a withdrawal?
Listen.
I mean, think about it. I mean, what would you rather do?
See the withdrawal.
Would you rather have a guy withdraw, or would you rather watch a guy play like me for 4 days?
I'd rather see him withdraw.
That's what I'm saying. So here it is. Daniel Berger. How the hell can I not remember that? Now, he just won 2 weeks ago, or 2 weeks prior, where he won like $1 million. So that's what other people are arguing. Well, he doesn't need the money. He just won $1 million. Wait a minute. Can't anybody always use 50 grand more?
Yeah. I mean,
unless you're somebody who's worth like $5 billion, 50 grand is nothing. But couldn't anybody use 50 grand more?
So
and he's only 23 years old. So that's assuming that he's going to win more.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't assume anything. He's got a shoulder injury. He may never swing. I mean, what happens if he doesn't recover and he never plays golf again?
Yeah.
All these people coming out here saying that it was, and Stansel was not the only one. I just pointed out because it's Stansel and I like to bust his chops, but golf's a gentleman's game. The range, somebody else says the range issue was the first thing. If it hurt on the range, you knew you weren't going to be able to play. So why would you tee it up?
To get 50 grand.
To get 50 grand.
These people are idiots, man. I don't care. That's ridiculous to me. You can't tell me they wouldn't do the same thing. You can't tell me that.
Well, here's the thing.
I don't know anybody with that much integrity.
They're going to give. Listen, all these people saying they wouldn't do it, he shouldn't do it, aren't in his shoes, aren't turning away
Absolutely.
a $50,000 check with their name on it.
Absolutely.
I mean, I don't care that he won $1 million the week before, 2 weeks before.
Yeah.
The fact that, like I said, the reason was an injury. Let's say he never plays again.
Yeah.
He's only 23 years old. He's got 60 years of his, or 50, 60 years of his life to financially make sure that he's okay. And take that aside, because I'm assuming that he'll play again. I'm not doom and gloom and saying, his arm got cut off, so he's never playing again. But why? It's a sport, but it's a business for them. This is their profession. This is their job. Keith's crazy. Somebody was even, this is how little people know. Somebody said something about, and actually it was Stansel, so this is where I really started hammering, because he made a comment about, that stopped an alternate from playing. There are no alternates at a WGC event. There were 76 guys that qualified to play in it. 15 guys decided not to play. There was only 61 guys in the field. Because there were a lot of European guys that chose to play in the French Open because they needed to get the Ryder Cup points because it's Ryder Cup year. So they were qualified to be at Firestone, but they chose to stay. And some Americans just sat out. They didn't want to play. They played at Oakmont. They were it was part of their break between major championships.
Yep.
They just weren't playing.
Yep.
They were qualified. So what do you say about those guys' integrity? It's an event they qualified for. They should be there. They could have got that $50,000. What, does Phil Mickelson need it? Does he need to go so he can pay off his gambling? I mean, who these other guys? Oh, you should have taken them. So you know what the thing is? That 50 grand is going to somebody else. It's not like, well, we didn't have to pay since we didn't have to pay that guy, we're gonna give that money to charity. Because I saw somebody on Twitter said, well, that money could have been donated to charity if he didn't play. That's even dumber than saying there should have been an alternate, because that's still going to go to the guy that finishes last.
Yeah.
It's actually the last place guy. All he did, the guy who finished next to last, everybody that played could be a little bit mad at him.
Yeah.
Because he took 50 grand out of the pot. Because what happens with how they figure out the prize money is there's a total purse, and then they divide it out by the number of players. First place gets this.
Yeah.
And then they divide it out the rest of the way down. So the guy who finished next to last got screwed a little bit because that's 50 grand less that was mixed into the pot. So it's not like somebody else could have made that money. Everybody else was just going to share it a little bit.
BFD, non-issue.
Yeah, but it amazes me that, he shouldn't play the integrity of the game. It's a job. When your boss tells you that you can come in for 10 minutes and I'll give you a full day's pay, I shouldn't do that, boss, because I didn't really earn it. I'll probably be 15 minutes early to get those 10 minutes. To get those 10 minutes in. Anyway, so next week, I want to remind everybody, even though we'll be here on the air next Thursday as usual, but don't forget, next Sunday, breakfast at the Open from Troon, live here in studio. Unless something changes, and we'll let you know. In studio, as usual, we'll have the crew here, a handful of guys. We'll be chatting it up, talking about giving our live commentary on the Open Championship to see who can be the 9th winner at Troon. You know who the last winner was?
Nope.
I could let you sit here all day. You never guessed. It was Todd Hamilton.
Oh, I knew that.
Yeah, he was the last time they played at Troon. He was the one who won. There's been some big names that have won at Troon. Palmer won at Troon. Watson won at Troon. So they've only the first one was played in 1923. This is only the 9th time. A lot of them have gotten play. A lot of the courses have been in the Rota more often than Troon. But Troon did vote to keep to add women members, so they'll stay in the Rota. They won't lose their turn for voting out women. So they did back on July 1st vote to keep women in. So we're gonna end it up on that. So and we both like Dustin Johnson next week, I'm sure. We'll talk about that more next week. But don't forget, next Sunday we will be live here with our annual breakfast at the Open. TGD Radio and TV are produced and broadcast by the Zeus Digital Network for the GolfDirector.com. Be sure to check out our featured golf course pages. You find up-to-date information about course condition specials and a whole lot more. If you need help with your next golf vacation, just call Dave. Give us a call at 844-GO-GOLF-1, 844-464-6531. All the programming here on the GolfDirector.com is archived for listening and viewing on demand. Just click on the TGD Radio and TV tabs in the menu at thegolfdirector.com. You can find us on over 1 billion devices. We're on iTunes. We're on Audio Realm. We're on TuneIn. We're on YouTube, Ustream, Roku, Blueberry, Periscope. Am I missing anything? Have we added anything since lately, boss? I mean, that's a lot. If you can't find us, you're not looking. We are, by the way, we are the number one. We are the number one golf station on TuneIn, so that's the best place to find us there for sure. I'm your host, Brian Steffen. This has been another edition of the GolfMonger Show. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. There's a whole lot of golf and news information coming up here next on the Golf Director, so stay tuned.